And Jesus, looking at him, loved him and said to him, "You lack one thing. Go sell all that you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven, and come, follow me." Mark 10, verse 21. We make choices about our reactions to what people say and do much more often than perhaps we think we do. Someone says something hurtful or untrue, and we get angry. We think it's an involuntary reaction and that we had no other choice. However, the truth is that it is a choice. Let me illustrate that it is a choice by reminding you of what happened to Jesus. He was mocked, hit, spit on, a crown of thorns pressed into his head. But what were the words that he spoke that revealed where his emotions had gone? "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." It might seem to the average person that the only possible reaction was for Jesus to get angry or perhaps threaten revenge, but that was not the direction he chose to go. In Mark 10, Jesus has a conversation with a rich young man who claims to be following the letter of the law. Jesus could have responded in anger at this man's presumption, but he didn't. The text says that he looked at him and loved him and said to him, Jesus chose to act in love rather than some of the other emotions he could have been drawn to. When someone speaks ill of us or says something hurtful, the temptation is to respond in anger. The truth is, though, that God desires that we respond with compassion, understanding that hurt people hurt people. When we respond in anger, the temptation is to justify it by wondering out loud, how else could I have possibly reacted? But God invites us to ask for His forgiveness because His desire is that we would respond in a similar way to the way Jesus did, which was motivated by love, not self-defense. Having received God's forgiveness, the next step is to ask God to do a work of grace in our hearts that we too might respond with compassion to those who make poor decisions, utter hurtful words toward us, or say untrue things about us. Jesus was motivated by love, but He still asked a penetrating question of the rich young man. When we're motivated by love, the next action step may be a tough one, but it will be motivated by the right emotion rather than the wrong one. To get to this level of spiritual maturity can only happen by the ongoing work of the Spirit of God, but it's a place God wants to bring us to. We can be thankful for the model we have in Jesus and that His Spirit lives in us. Press on in the Lord.